just happy to be here.
What is up, beautiful people of the world? My name is ExZac Change, and I'm happy to be here today with my guest, the multi-talented, multifaceted Spokane legend, Brotha Nature.
Yo, what's happening?
What up, bro?
Oh, you know, just kicking it, just rolling one up real quick.
Make sure you turned up right here. There we go.
Yeah. So what's happening, Zach?
All right, man. Just hanging out with you today.
Yeah?
Yeah, man. I want to learn everything about you.
Oh, it's going to take a minute.
All right. We got time. But
Alrighty.
getting right to it first, getting some herbs going.
You know, gotta get that like little pre-funk before the funk.
It's true. So, how long you been skateboarding for?
Oh man, I can remember having a skateboard when I was like 5 years old or something, like kindergarten. Just skateboards, tech decks, shit was all over the place in my house.
Tech decks, bro.
Oh man, ruthless fingers, bro. Telling you what,
still pretty clean with the tech deck.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude, I need one, bro.
You can totally pull kick flips like they were your feet, you know, like.
Yeah, or just like I could never really like get the ollie down, so like but I'd see cats probably just get up there trying to manual like little tops of little weed jars and shit.
It's the funniest little technical sport. If you look on YouTube nowadays about tech decks, there's some serious motherfuckers actually.
I'm surprised it's not like a legit sport.
It should be. It should be.
Like it should be the tech deck tournament. It just goes together. But yeah, man. So are you from Spokane?
Mm-hmm. Really? Yeah. I was born and raised here. Born at Deaconess Hospital downtown. Lived out in Cheney for a tiny bit, and then moved back into town and kind of been here since. I mean, I've traveled a lot and stuff everywhere and lived other places, but I seem to always come back here for some reason.
Ooh, taste that one. That one's good. That's the Goo Scout cookies.
The Goo Scout cookies?
Yeah, bro. So I think
it's like when you're
right?
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, it's got that flavor.
It's like when you want to go say goo, but you're like, it's like Girl Scout. It's like good.
It's that ass Goo Scout.
Yeah.
What's this again? This is snozberries?
Gorilla berry.
Oh, gorilla berry.
Yeah, which I think is glue and blueberry, I'm hoping, but it could be something else like like kushberry with some like I don't even know.
So how does your process go with like getting weed? Like do you have a favorite strain, or do you have like a method to your madness as far as like what you smoke? Or
I generally smoke sativas or like sativa dominant hybrids because well, there's timing for everything, you know what I mean? Normally I try to have like a really heavy indica and a pretty good creative sativa on deck for the days for the sativa, and then at night I gotta just go to sleep, you know. Sometimes.
So you think that you do more sativa though, because you just kind of like on the daily grind and you just need that little bit of indica at the night?
Yeah, in the daytime, totally. That's kind of what I exist on. And then, I don't know. I really like super lemon haze and like stuff like that. Some of that stuff is a little bit too sativa-y, and then you just kind of end up.
They can fucking get all paranoid and shit. I'm all in my
or
head.
You're just hyper thinking. You're like shit,
overthinking everything.
Yeah.
I know that. But then I also know that like indica in the middle of the day when you're skating or something, and all of a sudden it's just like,
you're like, oh shit, I'm actually tired.
I just gained 100 pounds, bro. Like what the fuck? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a crazy feeling, man. I used to do a lot of skating as a kid, but too prone to accidents with no health insurance as an adult.
Oh, bro.
At this point.
I know. I got lucky with learning how to fall and shit, or else I wouldn't keep skating. Because, like, I don't know. You can skate all you want, but if you don't know how to fall, you're just going to splat and mark yourself.
Damn, that's funny, dude, because you got to learn to fall. That's an art in itself.
It is, straight up.
Learning
because,
to
like,
fall.
You could splat, or you could fall, or you could, like, roll out of shit.
Because I always go hands out, right? Fucking, my hands have been so fucked up.
Both wrists is getting fucked up. That's not the jam. So you.
And dude, when I was a kid, my parents wanted me to wear like wrist guards and knee pads and elbow pads, a fucking helmet.
You show up looking like a marshmallow to the skate park.
Bro, it was embarrassing. And my mom's like, "But you're gonna be safe." Like, fuck, mom.
Because anytime she ever sees anybody on a skateboard, just like my mom, freaking the fuck out.
Well, it's crazy because all these pros, dude, when you see the pros and they're doing like, 18 stairs, no helmet.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, the street pros for sure. The vert cats, they always wear pads because you could take a super hard slam going that high, but like,
when they slide on their knees, like to get out of stuff.
And most of them are older, and that's a pretty good hint as to
That's true.
what type of skating works better when you're older.
Yeah, that street skating has to be fucking rough, dude. Like,
yeah, like cats like Andrew Reynolds and like Jeff Rowley still like pushing the envelope with their like super old selves.
well, then that means that it's still that vert and that kind of shit is a little bit more sustainable, over
Totally.
a long period of time.
Yeah,
But it's also not as fun to watch.
Yeah, and it is if it's like really really dope inventive vert skating, but as far as just skating on a half pipe, like,
But still, I feel like you can get more creative watching like a street sesh. So when you're watching like the what's that company that's like the NFL of skateboarding?
What?
They have the championships and shit. SS.
The street league.
Yeah, the street league
skateboarding.
Yeah, that shit. But yeah, like how they have their setup, how these dudes do the one run and they, like a kick flip to fucking crook like down.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
and they do like little runs and shit. That's what I enjoy watching.
Yeah, that street shit. The street league thing is like really inventive because like not only is the course super super crazy with a bunch of different variables, but like the skaters get to really manipulate that. And like instead of just a half pipe, which is just a half pipe,
I mean, you can only do so much.
Yeah, exactly. And like they're constantly changing out. But they do a vert competition now. I think Vans does or something, and it's they build a special course for it, but it's like a crazy like big bowl thing.
Really?
Yeah, and then they run that. It's super sick too.
That is dope. Oh yeah, there it is.
Yep.
Damn.
Let the tab out.
So like, what was the first like skate park that you started skating? There's a couple skate parks here, right? But
I mean, I first started skating just like on curbs and on the street and like learning how to ollie and kickflip and stuff.
Of course, yeah.
Then the first time I saw a skate park was probably UTF.
So how long did it take you to get through that phase before you were actually like comfortable going to a skate park? Like, when you're a kid and you're first, I know some people take to
a
it
long time. Yeah.
Some people take to it real quick. And then some people like me, bro, like, fuck, man, I would never land a kickflip because I was just too scared. Like, I had to get over the mental barrier of just committing to it, of just kickflipping it, catching it,
Yeah.
I always like jump off like, nah, man, I'm gonna fuck up,
It's just like, it took me a long time. It took me like probably since I was like in kindergarten till I was about like 11 or 12. And then I started really skateboarding. But that mid time was just me getting comfortable on it, but always having it around me. So I,
So then you get to a point of comfort where you're like, you're doing it more.
Yeah.
And you're just like trying more.
It's becoming more ingrained in my everyday thing, like my whole life, But like, it wasn't like I just went for it super hard and tried to get super good because I didn't really understand the concept at 5 years old.
Mm-hmm.
But then I just kept going with it and then figured out what I wanted to do with it around 11 or 12. And then, I don't know, started doing kick flips and pop shove-its and looking up all these tricks. And
who did you watch? Like, because for me, there was like I liked that flat ground shit. So I liked like how Rodney Mullen and shit like that would do wild ass manual fucking crazy things and those street skaters. So I never really did the bowls and the vert and shit. I was always just trying to find like rails and like stairs. Stairs was always a big one. Trying to hit gaps.
Yeah,
that was always fucking man. And I see these people breaking their legs and shit.
Seriously,
I'm like, fuck,
bro. Dude,
gotta get out of this game. This is a dangerous game, bro.
Yeah, that's why. Like, I don't know. I can't really do drops and stuff because I got kind of fucked up knees and stuff. But low impact stuff like ledges and manuals and shit are super fun. So, but like,
so under the under the freeway.
Yeah.
That was the first
jam. Yeah. It was super funny because they had just built it, and like, I don't know, there was so many people skateboarding underneath it at the time, and then it just got super crazy over there. But I don't know, it was cool. They had this pyramid and like these giant quarter pipes that went to a wall, you know.
So that's because it was pretty hood, right? Like it was right downtown. You had like a lot of homeless people and shit like that. Was it always like that?
I don't know.
Or like when you first started and shit like that, because you were like a younger kid.
Yeah,
right?
I don't know. When I first started, there was still homeless people.
Just a lot of people around, drinking, smoking, just you know what I mean? Yeah,
just chilling on the side of the place.
Somewhere your mom would not want you to be.
Yeah,
like,
but
who are you hanging out with?
Yeah,
fucking crazy gym down there.
Oh man, no, I just would skate and then dip out.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, that's cool, man.
But
parents just don't understand. You know? I'm just trying to skate.
Yeah,
This is all I'm trying to do. Like, you're going to do some drugs. It's like, oh, I did hit my first blunt down there under the freeway.
Yeah, no.
So when did you first smoke?
Oh, in the valley, in Spokane Valley. When I was probably in like 7th grade or something.
7th grade, Spokane Valley. You went to school out there?
Yeah, I went to East Valley Middle School and high school. And yeah, it was a goofy time in life.
It's just an awkward. You're like in such a weird, like you don't know what you're doing. I feel like I didn't know what I was doing for so long. I was
doing the shit out of puberty. That's what was going on. It was super funny.
Yeah, that's
just
true.
Starting to happen. I was like, oh shit, okay. And then spent like until I was like 16 out there. But I don't know. It was funny. Learning how to smoke weed for the first time, and then getting my buddy fucking grounded because I ate too much food, and his mom knew.
Oh, really? You guys were high?
Yeah.
Because she was like, nobody eats this much. I know you guys.
Yeah.
You don't eat this much.
Bro, I weigh like 120 pounds at this time. Like,
damn, that's crazy how the signal that you know somebody's high is like he ate a lot of food.
You have it takes one to know one, you know? You can't.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
You can't notice that somebody's high if you're not stoned.
So what was the first device that you smoked out? Like, did you roll a joint?
It was like a metal pipe. It honestly looked kind of sketchy to me. But
this is the first time. You're like, you know
shit,
what?
Okay, let's do it.
Let's go for it. So, dude, I was taking out these cats that were doing. They do like a 2-liter bottle, and they like poke a hole in it and put like an emptied pen, and then have like tin foil with like holes in it, and then like a carb on the back. It was just like some weird, like way too complicated device, and that's what I learned with, man. And I remember I smoked out of a can, and the shit didn't work. But then the homie came with like an actual pipe, and I hit that shit. I got high for the first time, bro. I mean, when I was a kid, I used to get high, dude, and it was like a big deal, bro. It would be like LSD now for me or some shit. I was like, whoa, man. I'm like,
shit,
whoa, dude, this is dope, man. I could float, bro. This is sick. Like, it was such a different thing in my young developing mind and shit.
It's like, we're gonna get stoned.
And now it's just like, I'm just gonna add a little bit to my fun time.
Yeah.
Make it a little more fun, you know, kind of get in the zone. I use it to get in the zone a lot, man. Just chill.
Yeah, totally. I feel you. I like to use it as an accentuant.
It just makes your fun. Yeah, it just makes your fun time funner. Really, makes things better. And I mean, except for social situations, a lot of times.
So sometimes you gotta have the right stuff, and if you don't, you're gonna be socially awkward, and it's never fun.
That's what's kind of cool about weed now is that you have all these like strains that are all labeled, and then they got the terpene profiles now, so people can really like, oh well, this shit doesn't give me any anxiety. This shit makes me cool in public, or I don't fuck with this because
you can actually finally choose from it instead of just getting just the chronic or like the fire from your guy.
Well, and your guy always had the fire.
Yeah,
he had some. If he had some low grade shit,
what kind of weed is this?
Fire, bro. Oh, it's fire, bro. It's fire. And I come over and it's like smells like hay. I'm like, dude, you said this was fire.
He's like, I mean, it was fire.
Everything is fire.
God, dude. Anyways, now you can figure out like what's your fucking juicy fruit, and you're like garlic cookies. Like you can figure out what you want when you want it, and that on demand. head change is pretty tight now. You know?
I mean, for the stores at least, it would be nice. It's like a double-edged sword, but it'd be nice to be able to smell it because, like, if you see the package,
you can in Denver and Oregon, and in Colorado.
But then it's like, I mean, I guess if they had like some that they'd put in a jar that you could smell, but then the shit that I buy is like sealed up because like I don't want all the terps. I don't want it to like.
But see, that's fucked up because as somebody who's worked in it in the 502 industry, you know, like dude, they could like put the best nug out of like 1,000 plants. You know what I mean? In that one little thing, smell. And then you're like, wow, this is some good shit, and then you get the like just the worst part of the plant.
Because I do see that sometimes, man, where you'll just see that the bulky shit will get bought up, and then you'll kind of see like, damn, what's left, bro? You're like, okay, yeah, they must have been getting like down to it right here. But I don't know, it's interesting, man. It's interesting to see weed like. My dad was like crazy about weed, like can't fucking smoke weed, that's horrible, all this shit. And now you're just seeing it like sold like groceries.
Yeah, totally. Straight up, like people rolling bags of fucking weed out there.
I mean, I feel like I feel comfortable walking down the street smoking a joint and nothing happening to me.
Yeah, we're pretty much there.
I feel cool with that.
That's pretty safe. Because like anywhere else though, I can, you know. Like, I mean, maybe Seattle, though.
Even then, it seems like more... I still feel like I'm in foreign territory where it's like, you know, what if I'm just that guy and I just get stopped by some cop on a horse? It's like, I'm going to write you a ticket.
Oh, my God.
Like, whoa, shit. Like, dude, that guy just drove 80 miles an hour past here. Like, what about him?
What the fuck, yeah.
But probably not. But I do definitely feel comfortable here. Like, I can just be smoking it, looking like a cigarette.
Yeah.
Except for Riverfront Park.
Yeah, you can't just.
I won't smoke at Riverfront Park.
They're trying to keep that shit so like, what is the word for that? Like, so bougie.
Yeah. They're trying to make definitely. Like, they want to attract everybody in, and they want to make sure that there's no shady shit going down. Everybody to bring their kids through.
Yeah, which that should be how it should be, but they're putting on some like makeup of like a way more integral type part of Spokane, you know? Yeah,
I mean, they're trying to make it look bougie. You're right. Yeah. The thing is that like alcohol and weed are so much different. Like if I get that I can't just be like walking around with like a bottle of tequila like through the park drinking. Like but if I'm just smoking a joint,
yeah, that should be okay.
I'm not smoking a joint, gonna while out on people. I'm just like going. I'm just like zoned out now, just blazed, moving.
We should have a thing called a green zone, and like it's in parks. It's like because dude, we have a whole entire separate part of a park for your dog to run around. You know, like you should be able to like dedicate something to like okay to smoke area because it's like
it is. It's called the disc golf course.
Yes,
that's the designated place, dude. I love that because I can fucking bring some beer. I can bring my fucking my weed. I pick up after myself. I feel like, as long as nobody, there's always somebody that fucks it up for everybody. Yeah. So that's why as long as you're going through and you're not fucking leaving your garbage everywhere and you not leaving beer cans everywhere and shit. It's like you can, you're not doing wild shit, then we can have luxuries still. Because like think of a lot of other cities that maybe are like more populated than Spokane, where it's like you can't do shit like that. Oh, we can't even. Oh no, we couldn't fucking smoke weed at the disc golf course. They got patrol people that drive or like what?
Yeah, that's kind of like they got people up in parks, like little park ranger dudes and. Yeah, in bigger cities and stuff.
Like I like being in a place where it's like chill. Like we still live in a place where there's not that many people. Where I can get to the disc golf course at like 10 a.m.
Yeah, you can still go get lost if you want to.
Yes,
and like have to have people all everywhere.
Yeah, because sometimes, especially on the East Coast, when I lived over there for a little while, it was like there was nowhere to go. It seemed like
there's so many people over there.
Somebody was everywhere. Everywhere you fucking went, you're like, oh, woods, fucking people. Yeah. Oh shit. Oh, this guy. Like
exactly. Like perfect way to put it. It's just like there's no way.
And then over here, it's like spread out. It's like you can still, you can, like you said, you just get lost. So, well, you working on new music? You just put out a new project, right?
Yeah, I just put out the Cosmic Ninja. Album, I guess is what it's called, or LP or whatever.
Yeah.
What do they call them?
Yeah, it's an LP. I think is
I think that's what it is. Anyways,
limited print or something like that.
That was long play.
Long play. That's what it is.
It's like extended play, then long play.
And long play. Okay, so
yeah. But anyways,
yeah, we did the opening.
Oh yeah, the fucking
release party.
The release party. That was cracking.
That was fun, dude.
Dude, man, Pacific Avenue was hyped on that one.
I just really like performing in a place that smells like pizza.
Dude, every time.
Like it's just
I could be like I could
the,
almost be eating pizza while performing and just be fine.
And you could. It's that casual.
Yeah.
To where you're not even like on a stage, so you don't feel I feel like, oh, I'm just with my friends.
Yeah, and then everybody else is like, you know, they don't feel like they have to look up, so there's no pressure on the people, on the audience, so they're free to get into it if they want to, and
they're free to just be chilling.
Yeah, it's
just background.
It's a cool atmosphere. That's why I was like, shit, let's do it over there. Yeah, that was a fun time. I had a really good time with that.
Is this how many projects have you put out total?
Okay, I put out this really really goofy, just like in a week to see if I could do it type looping project. And it was called the Ghost Monkey EP.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah.
Like,
it was just a bunch of beats?
Yeah, it's just like a bunch of like weird looped instrumentals. Like extra weird because this is like when I was still kind of a novice with my looper. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're super funny.
I remember kind of tripping out to some of them. Like I was like, because I listened to that because it was on Spotify. It's on Spotify. Yeah. And I was on Spotify and I remember I think I was listening to it and I was like just high, like just kind of fucking like trying to find one I could rap to and shit, you know, and like, yeah, man, it was some kind of psychedelic, crazy.
It's like a story of like a monkey, like a zombie ghost monkey spirit thing. Yeah, I don't even know what I was kind of thinking, but it's still a good theme, so I'm gonna take it, maybe do like another one at some point. But like, yeah, it's
dope.
That's so.
So that was your first project ever?
No. That was the first one I've ever had recorded and done.
Oh, okay.
But I had a compilation of some songs that I had already written called the Natty Loops EP.
Okay.
And that's like a 4-track, like 3-track or 4-track, depending on if you're on SoundCloud versus Spotify. But yeah, I don't know. That one was like some really main songs that I wrote that I kind of wanted to just put out.
And that was the first one. So that was your first work ever.
Yeah.
Recorded.
Like the first songs that I ever wrote, really.
And when'd you release that?
I released that and the Ghost Monkey thing, I think last year. I think I released it a while ago on SoundCloud, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but then like.
So when did you release it on SoundCloud? Like when did you when you first recorded it and put it out?
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
Like years ago?
Yeah, like 4
or 5 years ago.
Like 3 or 4 or 5. I don't know.
Okay, somewhere in there.
At it. But yeah, quite a bit ago, and finally got those put out, and it was like, you know, I've been doing these songs for a while, and I learned how to make these songs on a looper on my phone. So like before I bought,
just an app.
Yeah, it's called Loopy. It's amazing, but yeah, you can have up to like, I think like 32, 16 or 32, like different channels of looping.
Wow, on the app?
Yeah.
Damn.
And then the microphone on the iPhone is pretty cool. I don't know, it picks up everything. So I like just started doing it on that before I bought my looper, and then like figured out the melodies and created a bunch of shit, and then kind of put it out first, and then revamped it using my looper station when I got it, and then I don't know.
The looping station is just so cool, man, because you can get creative. Like how we were using it is we were just like, which was fun, is we would have the fight nights. We watch the UFC fights, and then afterward we bust a looper out, and we would just pass the mic around. Everybody would make a sound and shit. And we would just put together some crazy ass shit.
Dude, I love that
drums
shit.
to it.
Yeah,
like. And man, and then we would just bust freestyles over that, and then you can always save those, because then, you know, our homie makes beats, so we'll be like, yo man, we came up with this crazy idea and shit. Yeah. This is all of us just doing some wild shit.
Then you can take that shit and throw it back into like Ableton or something, and then like sample it and stuff. You know, it's like
take little pieces from that, use it in a beat.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man, there's so much stuff going on with the looper stations nowadays. Like. They're super dope.
I want to get one, so I'm gonna ask. I'm gonna try to find out what the best one is.
Well, the best one is like, in my opinion, is the Boss RC505, and it has 5 channels, and you can fade in and out on each channel, and then it has effects going on the inputs, which you have a microphone input, 2 instrument inputs, or a stereo input.
Okay.
And then you have an auxiliary input, like for your phone or whatever.
Yeah.
And then, like, you have like 2 outputs and then headphone output, and then you have effects on all the different channels that you have.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so say you already had something going, you can affect that, like post effect it.
Okay. Yeah.
And then there's like 3 things, and then there's like 32 variables in each thing almost that you can select through. So you can put all these 3 effects on at one time.
Okay.
On the
Okay.
out or on the input.
Damn.
Yeah. And then, yeah.
I'm trying to wrap my high head around all this shit as you're saying
I'm trying
it.
to like figure out how to even convey. No, but anyways, yeah. So I mean, that's like the one that I think is the kind of shit.
And that's how you make all your music, is with the looper.
Yeah, most of it.
That's what's so dope.
I've been fucking around with making beats on Ableton lately, and just kind of like stacking up a bunch of different stuff.
Kind of like a new venture. Like, where did you learn how to make beats and use like the program?
I'm like actually technically on Music Generator on PS2 way back in the day.
I've never played that.
Bro, there's a video game called Music Generator for PS2 back in the day, and it basically allowed you to assemble and compose tracks with samples and stuff from like the current music of the day, which was like 2001 or 2 or some shit.
So you could just take music and then fuck with it, like manipulate it.
Yeah, like this game basically got the permission from these artists to use that and pay the royalties, so it could be played.
Crazy,
oh
bro.
my god, I can. So like you were making beats basically, and that's where I really learned how to like the idea of assembling music in a digital audio workspace, and then I used Fruity Loops like for a while.
Oh,
like
Fruity
after
Loops, the big Fruity Loops wave.
Oh fuck that though.
Everybody was on Fruity Loops,
Dude,
man.
I was on it like a fiend for a minute, and I don't know, just making really weird beats, figuring out how it goes, and then
getting your feet wet,
Yeah.
just like trying new sounds and trying to find your, something that sounds good.
Mhm.
Just trying to fuck around with it.
just crush beats out, because like you can make a beat in 2 seconds if you just feel a vibe or something
Mhm.
and understand what you're trying to convey, and create a whole entire theme of a beat and then make song with it, and
That's what I want to do, man, because I want to be able to get on because right now I just kind of rely on other beats that are out there.
Yeah.
And I really would like to kind of be able to make it from scratch myself. So I want to get in there and learn that shit.
You should. It's pretty simple. And there's like a trillion different like videos to teach you how to do it and what to do.
Yeah, there's no excuse not to learn anything.
Exactly. Like,
These
and when
days.
people ask me questions about something, or when 2 people get in an argument about some shit, and I know that if they just pulled their phone out and looked at it,
Just
they
Google it.
they would settle it right there.
Or when people ask you, they definitely are like, "Yo, hey man, what's this?" I'm like, dude, I'm literally gonna Google it. Like that's
You're
what
like-
I'm gonna do. So you should just Google it instead of asking me. Just Google it. No offense,
The technology is here.
but you're holding it in your hand. You're asking where the Denny's is. It's right there in your hand. That's where it is.
You could even say somebody's name before,
yeah.
and then they'll pop up and tell you on your phone.
It's becoming too easy. But see, that's the thing. I feel like when information gets easier to access, it's like we access it less. I don't understand. Or I guess there's more fake information too, though.
Yeah, I can see that.
But people are reading less and less. Like, not that many people read anymore.
Yeah.
Because I was talking to the homie about, kind of rapping and how to get your vocabulary up.
Oh, yeah.
And one of those ways is reading, because you're not really picking up a lot of words when you're watching TV and shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's when you're
because it's just auditory. Once you see something and read it, it kind of imprints in your mind.
and then you're like, I don't know this word. So then you look up the definition of the word, so that way you can, you know, find and then figure out how it fits in there, and then you understand, and you learn some new shit.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, so I feel like there's just less of that, but shit, man. So you just released this album. The album's on Spotify.
Yeah, it's on everything. Like, it's on Spotify, Apple Music.
And so, what was this one all about? What kind of?
Okay, so it's titled "The Cosmic Ninja," which, you know, like, I don't know. I feel like I've been connected to the outskirts of galaxies like for a long time. You know, just kind of like it just makes sense to me in an astronomical way. But I don't know. This is kind of like psychedelic / just ambient type feel, you know. Okay. And the Cosmic Ninja is like a proverbial being that just kind of exists out within the cosmos and just sees the stars and is like an undying person that just floats around. Anyways,
okay.
So like this is like kind of a glimpse into his life because he's like just I don't know.
So
out there.
So it seems like with these projects, it's kind of like you have like characters. Right? Or like,
well, yeah, with the
are you telling stories about
with the Cosmic Ninja? Yeah, these are two, like the Ghost Monkey thing and the Cosmic Ninja are both like concept albums of like that.
That's cool.
I like taking journeys through music, and I also like just putting out like just compilations of music that don't make any sense to be together, you know?
Yeah, it doesn't need to be a concept.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Cosmic Ninja was kind of more a flow album, you know, and just so you can like go through and take the journey that I took when I was like thinking and making these songs.
And so, like, what is the process like for you when you make a project? Like, it
depends on if it's like started from the music being created like on a computer or on a looping station. And like normally it happens on a looper because I can just create whatever I want to on the fly, and like so I can generate some like kind of like some chord progressions really quick, you know, and then like just find little stuff really, really fast. Yeah, and like delete whatever. I don't know. It's just a really fast little process.
So is it
sometimes.
How do you? Yeah, sometimes exactly. Never always. No, because it's like sometimes you just be like. Fuck.
I mean, this whole album took like 2.5 years to put out.
Okay,
from
so
when I had it conceived.
See, that's I mean, we have songs that are like fully recorded that just time's not right, or you know what I mean? Like it's just
know.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
And you're trying to figure out how to release it, or when to release it, or why to release it. Is it done? And then as an artist, like a lot of stuff's not finished, and you're never gonna finish it, but you're trying to just polish shit up, and And
and then you hear it again right after you release it finally, and you're like, fuck.
Yeah, always. There's always some dub in there or something in there that I'm
but
like.
See, you gotta really just embrace that. Is what I've been learning about my shit. Because sometimes I don't even like to listen to my own music. Like some people are like, like let's hear it. Let's hear all this music that you made. And I'm like, I'll go outside for a second while you bump it, just because I've heard it like 5 trillion times.
Come to the show.
Yeah,
if you want to hear it.
Yes, that's what I should say.
Come to the show.
But literally,
because I'll do it for you.
Listening to something back like 5 trillion times,
especially when it's older stuff and then you've grown.
Yeah,
and then you're like, no, I got this new shit. It's
just that hypercritical artist self-reflection thing. But like it drives me nuts sometimes. But
so it's not just me then.
But I've been like, no. But I've been trying to embrace that, like the music that I put out, because I know that I'm fully 100% behind it, and the time that I made it makes a big difference, and to see the growth is kind of cool. So I gotta embrace it and be able to like bump it wherever the fuck and like have pride in
But
shit that
I don't
make.
know. It's weird, man, because I was talking about this with somebody, but it's like the music we make isn't. It's not really for us, like to listen to. You know, it's for us to make and to write and to perform and to record, but you know, I'm listening to I'm listening to all sorts of other stuff. And that's like for like most artists. Like most artists aren't just like bumping themselves.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
and if you are, that's hella funny.
and then and this also goes to artists that try to push their music on everybody. When it's like not everybody's shit's not for everybody. You know, it's there. You have people that are like, yo, like there's a certain demographic of people that fuck with your music.
Like, I don't think I'm gonna buy your album. Like, if I just saw you live and I didn't really like it too much, I might not buy the album. If I like it a lot, I'll probably buy it. If I'm broke at the time, probably won't buy it. But you know,
well, albums are kind of becoming a weird thing.
Well,
because,
I mean,
like is. Like
CDs,
albums, like
CDs are becoming fucking obsolete right now. It sucks hella because it's cool to have a physical copy of something that's really easy to put into a CD player and play.
Especially just having the artwork, having some tangible thing that you're holding rather than dude, stream it on Spotify.
Yeah,
which is like,
I mean, what I could do, which would be really cool, is design different USB sticks for every album that I have, and then just have that in place of a CD.
That's probably the best. So what do you do? I mean,
you can plug it. You know how most like car stereo things, if they're advanced enough, they have like a USB plug-in, or like your
deck,
car.
or yeah, true. Even if you had like a CD deck,
yeah,
that would have
or a CD deck, or even like a newer car. They have them like in the center console, you know.
And what, you plug it in right there, and it'll
in, and then it uploads to your stereo, and then you just play off that.
Well, dude.
That's
the move then. Yeah, man, because it's trying
Don't
to
tell anybody, world.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You're literally giving your good idea. You better hop on that tomorrow.
Wait, it's not live. We're good.
Oh, it's not live now.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's interesting to try to figure out as a musician how to get your music out there, because it's, you know, you can. It's just you know, people do, it is, especially after a show, when people see you live, they wanna support you. They want to buy something. Yeah. They want something.
A physical copy of something is super. It's kind of like really. What's the word I'm looking for? People really have a soft spot. What is that? Like to reminisce on later in life.
Oh, yeah. To just to have like a memory, like a piece, something that like remind. Yeah, I don't know what the word is, but it's like
we're just being fucking stoned over here.
But it's like, something that you have that brings you back to that moment. Like, you know, that's why people are so big with like getting people's signatures and, you know, having like this thing.
Totally.
Insert word.
Yeah.
World.
Anyways, we're just chasing that word out of our brains.
Yeah, it's gone.
But seriously, yeah. So like that's kind of what the novelty of it is.
Novelty.
Yeah.
That's what it is. That was the word we're looking for.
Yep. But I don't know. And then so like if you have really cool merch and shit, people will buy the shit out of it. I always buy t-shirts of bands and stuff.
Yeah, t-shirts.
Because like I can wear that, or like, you know, I can change it up, or like when it gets too tired, I can just like cut it out and put it on a coat or something.
Yep. And you can I like beanies.
Yep.
I like beanies, man, and hats. I mean, I don't know. It's just got to be a good hat if it's a hat. But beanies, you can't really go wrong with a beanie.
Yeah.
You can't
like,
fuck a beanie up.
Unless it's like super dumb.
Well, I got an awkward body, bro. I'm like 6'4" and like lanky as shit. So like when I get a shirt, it's like usually good for that one time that I wear the shirt.
And then you wash
and
it.
And then it's fucked. It's fucked. It just doesn't fit the same, bro.
Hang dry your clothes, my guy.
Even then, bro, then the neck be getting all stretched out. Then I'm like, how do you get the neck to shrink back up without drying it? Like,
yeah,
I don't know.
Bad,
you know what I'm saying? It's a fucking
being in a really wide-necked collared shirt.
Yeah, then it's just like droopy neck down, looking all fucking.
You look like that kid that was sucking on his shirt.
Oh no, not that kid. We all know that kid. Twisted up fucking collared shirt, little
Just chewing on it.
Just a little fucking rigid.
Yeah.
Oh, that's gross. That's gross, bro.
Shouts out to that kid, man. You, I hope you're doing better.
He's probably a millionaire now.
Yes, hopefully. Man.
Or dead. Who knows?
No, maybe he just like has a chewing problem.
Just still has a chewing problem. Never outgrew it. Never. Damn, bro.
Slobber on life.
So, dude, you do like more shows in the city than anybody, I think.
I don't know about that, but I have done
Hip hop
like,
wise,
a lot of fucking shit.
Hip hop wise, dude, you're on every major event usually.
I mean, last year, yeah, I did a lot of stuff like because I was supposed to stay in town for a while to handle some stuff, and so I figured I'd just do all the shows in town if I could.
Mm-hmm.
And so I applied for everything, and like I don't know, there was a lot of cool shit coming through. And like, I don't know. I'm really glad that I got so much opportunity to play music in the last like 2 or 3 years because there was a lot of shows. Like there's like I'm talking about like almost like 200 to 300 shows.
Wow.
You know? And that's like
Damn.
a grip. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I was busy every single weekend of last year and almost the year before. Every single weekend from January 1st to like December 31st, playing music,
Dude.
and it was like.
And it wasn't all Spokane, right? You were traveling out. You were you were in Idaho. You were
Yeah, like Coeur d'Alene, Seattle,
Mhm.
like Portland a few times, you know, and then just random places, Sandpoint, like little tiny places, little festivals, whatever. I don't know.
So nobody knows better than you, like how, like you know what it kind of takes to do something like that. Like, you know, for like rappers out there, or people out there, musicians out there that are like wanting to like go to another level with their music and be able to take it places and like like what would you say to those people?
I mean, dude, like the reason why I have done and keep doing so many gigs is because like when I do music, I'm like a professional with it. I understand what needs to happen. Like for people to have a good time, for the people that hired you to have a good time, and you know, there's just some stuff that you have to do, like to be punctual and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But that will guarantee that you come back. And if your music is like, you know, if you've worked on your craft, it'll show in whatever you play. And if you know how to connect with humans, and you know, people want to see that. And so like that's kind of how you get people that want you to return and play music, like maybe in their town or like in their brewery or wherever, you know, like
see, because that's the other thing I've seen, that you'll play all sorts of stuff.
Dude, I played so many different things. Like I've played like yoga classes in like a cathedral church.
Oh yeah, that's right, I saw you do the church,
bro. Dude, the St. John's Cathedral Church had like 100-person yoga class.
Oh, that was the yoga one at the church?
Yeah, and then like
we
did it a few times, me and my buddy. Oh man, I'm brain farting names right now. Todd Milne. This guy, he's like a master flautist, like Native American flute.
Oh yeah.
And so he would play flute, and like he's really, really, really good and intense with it. And then I'd be like kind of like subtly looping ambient stuff in this giant cathedral place, so the sound's bouncing off of the whole thing, and like,
whoa, that's crazy.
Yeah, dude, there's like 100 people in this place,
and they're just doing yoga.
Yeah. It was insane.
And you were just so were you like rapping and stuff like that, or were you just kind of doing beats?
No,
just
it was like
music?
Purely instrumental with like you know, slight ohms or like slight vocalizing, like singing, but nothing like to make the mind wander off from like thinking about
it's yoga.
Yoga. Yeah. Dude, it was as good for me as it was for them too.
Really?
Yeah.
So you kind of were able to get into that state.
Yeah. Afterwards, I felt like I just meditated for like an hour.
Wow.
It was sick.
Damn,
the
dude.
The vibe in there was crazy.
And so like getting those opportunities, you're basically just saying yes to opportunities, putting yourself out there, you know, and they arise.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you know.
Yeah. And I mean, you know, to get those, you have to do a bunch of stuff for free. I mean, you don't have to, but I did, and it's proven to be a good idea. Because
what you're doing is you're building the relationship with the person, and showing that you're professional, which I think is a big thing when somebody's looking at a musician. There's so many musicians or so many this or that's. That the professionalism is the thing that it's like people are like, oh fuck, always late. I mean, that's like one thing that I always found. Number one way to make a really good impression is just show the fuck up on time. Show up a little early, like just be punctual and be there.
You're like, all right, we have nothing to worry about. Sweet.
That's
like,
take that worry away.
When you hire musicians, sometimes you go out on a super far limb, depending on whose money you're spending on it. Like people doing stuff for weddings, they got to be punctual for that.
Let's just be honest. Musicians, sometimes they can be not the most reliable motherfucking people. They're doing wild shit.
Too busy trying to be tight as fuck. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, I feel like that is a problem with like a lot of rappers. Is like, I mean,
it's cool to be
young rappers
disrespectful to the establishment all the time. That's what it looks like.
But it's just like being.
Like
worrying about being cool, worrying about like the image, or worrying about it's just like,
Well, the image of I don't give a fuck is kind of like
way played out.
Yeah, but it still seems like badass to like some people, and it's like,
well, when you're young, it's just always gonna be badass to not give a fuck. So when you're fucking 17, you're like, I don't give a fuck, Dad. Like that's so fun to do when you're that age. Because your friends are like, no, man, let's go hang out down here. And your parents are like, no, you got to go to school. And you're like, I don't give a fuck anymore.
Rebel. Dude, no, for real, though. But that's, I don't know, it's just kind of, that needs to cease a little.
Well, and that's why with music, being wiser and older and making music now, that's why, when you're young, you do stupid shit. And when you're older, then you're wiser. And I feel like I have a duty to, kind of put out the things that I've learned, so that way other people can, especially people that are like me.
Try to spread good.
So that way they know, man, that it's like this is don't waste so much time.
Yeah, exactly.
You only have so much time, and I'm 32, so it's like, I wasted a lot of time when I was like, I wasted from like 21 to 28, probably just chilling.
Yeah,
like not really being serious about anything.
Yeah, I feel you.
And you just do it. That's what's so cool about what you do, man, is that you just get out there, you just fucking do it. You're just at the show. People like, I don't know really anybody who doesn't know you. Like you are like one of the most when I said legend when I introduced you, is because it's like you like everybody knows you.
Dude, I know.
You're everywhere. Every time I go out, all of a sudden you'll skate by. I'm like, whoa, shit. Like you're like integrated part of the city.
Dude, I just do shit all the time,
Love it, dude.
Travel back and forth everywhere on a fucking skateboard. But no, I've moved around all over the city and the valley, so I know a lot of people,
And then performing.
And the whole music community, and then I don't know, the arts community, the culinary community, all the nightlife people.
Oh, culinary. You did some
No.
No.
I just eat food.
Oh. the culinary community.
No, because they kill it.
I'm like, wait, what?
I know some really good chefs in town, and they're really, really...
Really?
Yeah, really talented.
Dude, I'm trying to get one of them or two of them on the podcast.
Dude. I know this.
Hook it up, bro.
I will.
For real, man.
Yeah, totally.
I mean, I don't always just smoke weed on the podcast, but
oh, that's not bad, dude.
Yeah. Well, shit, man.
Yeah.
Let the people know where they can find the music and and all your stuff.
Yeah. If you go to Brotha Nature with a A on the end of Brotha, you can find me on Spotify, SoundCloud, Deezer, Apple Music, Amazon Prime, Tidal,
Google Play,
Shazam.
For
real.
Instagram stories.
Yep, Instagram, Facebook, everything is Brotha Nature. So yeah. Anyways,
you got any show? We got a show coming up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we do have a show coming up on the 25th.
Yeah, it's at the Big Dipper. It's gonna be a pretty dank ass hip hop show. It's gonna be
Rouser.
Got Rouser,
Willis the Realist.
Willis the Realist, Bendy.
No, Bendy's not performing.
Oh, Willis the Realist. Bendy might host it or something.
Oh yeah, he's hosting.
Yeah.
That's
and
right.
Then,
he's hosting.
And then ExZac Change and Batiste.
Yes.
And then your boy.
That's right. Yeah. So I'm excited for that, dude.
Yeah.
And that's like Halloween, dude. I've been doing sober October, so no drinking for October. So
yeah,
it's been kind of tough.
Yeah. There's ample times to do it.
Yeah.
But it's a good head clear.
Yeah.
Check it, show, pal.
Well, right on, bro. Thanks for coming through.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir.
As always.
All right. Peace out, y'all.
Yo, I'm just happy to be here.
Yeah, I don't know. I really like Super Lemon Haze and like.
I just really like performing in a place that smells like pizza.
Dude, every time.
Like it's just
I could be like,
it sets
I could
the-
almost be eating pizza while performing.